getting people about that, you know. The other cues I've used is, see, coracoid process, see where my two fingers are? I want you to take your shoulder away from my two fingers. There you go. Now, not too far, because obviously, just relax down. So just subtly take it away. There you go, that's it. It's only a subtle humeral head movement we're looking for here to offload. Making sure the upper traps are nice and loose, okay, so they're not dominant. If you're like that, you know, you see the difference. Back down, get that lower trap down, get that activated. Other cues I might say to a player as well is put my finger on the scapula, medial border scapula, and say, right, I want you to push that bone into my fingers. But see, you all know this. You know what we mean by medial, you know, push the scapula in or take your shoulder away. So just to be aware that you will find patients that won't have a clue, and sometimes it nearly wrecks your head. But you have to find some sort of cue that's going to work for them. So with this strapping, we're going to do postural first, and then we'll do, say, AC joint, etc. So, just doesn't matter where it goes, just once it's up and around. So these are your kind of like, that's your anchor, and these are your other two anchors then. But GA guys playing with this kind of, to come back from shoulder problems, to play with this strapping on. And the function, you can lift your arm over your head. There, get that shoulder back. There you go. So the big thing is just making sure that you correct them before you put on the table, because it's very hard for a person to hold it. You find that comfortable, Gavin, or awkward? Yeah, so you're not used to it. So and that's why I say to people, look, you have to retrain your body to say where your shoulder should be. Now you can do 2 of them, you can do 3. You probably see Aussie Rules and you see all the strapping coming up here. That's quite simpler what they do if you ever watch Aussie Rules. So I'm just going to do one just to show you. Okay.
Can you tell me again, what is that Luca tape for?
Luca tape is basically lifting up the shoulder. Just to offload the shoulder. So we need to lift it up, and then we're going to bring it back. So this one then, just past the medial border of your inferior angle. It's probably the most important of the strapping. So started it just in front of the humeral head, and anywhere past the medial border. Same again, if you're going to be playing with or strapping people that are going to be quite sweaty, I'd probably use all spray, the tough spray, to keep this on, because you do 2 of them, you know, just to reinforce that area to keep them back. How does that feel?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You'd be able to play with that, like.
Yeah.
If you're playing guy, you need to lift your hand over your head, like.
Oh yeah, go on, lift it under your head. Go on. Yeah, you can.
Tape's coming off.
What you find is it'll roll. So sometimes what I find is I get them to do that, and if I come too low, well then this catching here is going to flick up. So if you bring your arm up over your head, all the way up, that's okay. Alright, so you might find if you come too low, it'll curl all the way up. So you come up at an angle and just down then, so that the area to get your hand up over your head. So just watch that it might curl up too much on you, so you'll have to be wary of that. And then we put a little bit just to keep that on the back, so when you're stretching. So that's what we call shoulder. And there's little variations out there of that, you know, so